I feel like the latest episode is kind of a filler episode. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I think for the most part I really did enjoy it, and I think the main reason for that is because I actually learned something, because I knew nothing of Nikola Tesla, and when I learn something that's based in history, I really like it, and that's always going to be a benefit for me. So while I can't say they handled that time period well and they got the narrative right with the right feeling, I can say that I learned something. And obviously anything with Edison is always going to be fascinating. I do think that we have, as I said, it does feel kind of steampunky. There's a lot of kind of new age things going on here, and I hope that that isn't going to continue. I feel like we need something different. I know last week's episode was kind of different, but when we had Ada Lovelace the week before that, and Whittaker's doctor is very steampunky in her manner and in her style. I hope that that doesn't continue for too long. We did get to see inside the Tardis properly. Is this the first time we've seen it in a kind of wide angle? It might be, I'm not sure, for this series, but it looked great. I really am quite impressed with how they've done that. And the alien threat, I'm not going to spoil the episode. I won't give away anything about, you know, what's going on in case you haven't seen it yet. But I will say that I did like the alien threat, but I do think that somebody's kind of repainted the Arachnos or the Silurian, or kind of made a baby with Arachnos and a Silurian. That's what it very much looked like. But I actually did really like the alien threat, and for somebody like me who likes physical threats rather than an idea, which a lot of earlier Doctor Who episodes had, I was very pleased. I was very happy with that. It's not a character I want to be recurring, but, you know, for this episode, it worked well for me. And I have no complaints. There's nothing that particularly stood out for me as being, like, the best thing ever. But I liked it, and that's basically all I can say about this episode. As I said, it felt very fillery. That's not a word. I liked the Doctor's performance in this one. The companions, apart from Graham, I really just could do without. Yaz, I don't know what their plan is for Yaz, but she is such a pointless character. Nothing to do with the actress. She's great. She does a great job with the character, but the character is not a well-written character. Graham is brilliant. Ryan bounces well off of Graham, and sometimes he'll have something interesting to say, but again, I feel like it could just be Graham and Ryan, maybe even just Graham. But even then, in this episode, Graham wasn't that funny. It's a fascinating episode. It wasn't overly complicated, but it wasn't very dull. I think it was quite slow. I think the first 5 minutes were very slow until the Doctor came in. And then towards the end, maybe the last 20 minutes were very slow. Not emotionally invested in this one very much, but I enjoyed the time I spent watching it. So, not a bad episode, not a perfect episode. Nice little middle of the road. I can't believe how quickly we're getting through this series. It's going to be over before we know it. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Unlike most people, it seems, I'm really enjoying this series. It's getting a lot of negative reviews. People are saying it's too preachy. People don't like Whittaker, which to me is weird because I think she is incredible as the Doctor. I admit there's a little bit of preachiness going on, but you know, you can ignore it. It's not the main thing with this. But yes, a little less steampunk for the rest of the series, I hope, but I'm enjoying it.